Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Paranormasight, the Mermaid's Curse, which we are starting to have a more decent grasp on. This is the nature of this curse, where it's come from, even how it can be resolved. I think there's something to do with that bronze mirror, isn't there? That I think certainly Avi and Cersei are on Kamishima now, looking for. But we're going to advance back to where we left off quite a while ago now, specifically with Sato Shiranami. There's a chapter called The Shadow, which seems to be taking place around the same time as User and his friend, whose name I've still forgotten, were meeting up with Avi. So User is probably still alive at this current point. Let's go back. Let's kind of remind ourselves what's going on here. So Sato was sort of cut down in the street, but she regenerated, interestingly. So the slash from the curse leaves Sato with a large wound on her chest. She dies, but only for a moment, and then resurrects in front of everyone, revealing that she is no normal person. She escapes in a panic, unsure of what will happen next. Huh? Was I asleep? Oh, right. I got attacked out of nowhere right in the middle of Jewel Street. Every time I come back to life, my head's always foggy and my memory is all over the place. Let's see, after I was cut down, everyone saw me resurrect, so I panicked and started running around trying to hide. But in the end, Mr. Wakamura found me. He told me to stay put in the house and keep my head down. Sounds like things are getting pretty chaotic on the island, all because of me. Apparently, Mr. Wakamura told everyone he would handle it, which helped smooth things over. What now? So on Sato, so we know previously that she is someone who apparently was either force-fed or mistakenly ate mermaid flesh at some kind of village feast and became immortal as a result of that. But since then, we've learned that that's only possible if the flesh in question has gone through this tamatabako, right? This wooden box that purifies the flesh, and then the two in combination result in immortality. So that suggests that the people in this village had access to that tamatabako as well as the mermaid. So there's something still going on with Sato that we don't know fully about, I think. So we'll keep an eye out for that. I'm just having a little look around for any mockingbirds, which I haven't found one for quite a while. I guess, I don't know quite what Sato wants to do in this location. Anyway, what's she thinking? What's on her mind? So now everyone knows I can't die. Be that as it may, I've still got something I need to do. This is it. It's time to see it through. The day's been so hectic. I need to take a second to gather my thoughts and figure out what comes next. What about the curse? Right now, over the southern sea of Kamishima, the curse of the raging waves is creating a huge storm that has started to churn the sea. They say it can whip up a violent storm without warning, the kind that can flip a boat in an instant. Mr. Wakamura plans to hand me over to Unka Kaduno to find a way to stop the curse. That handover is supposed to happen tomorrow, but Shotaro is against that plan. This morning he asked me if I'd run away with him to escape the island and flee to Tokyo. Oh yeah, I still haven't given him an answer. I'm sorry, but I have my reasons. I cannot go with Shotaro. As for how to actually stop the curse of the raging waves, the information Suyu gave us this afternoon might help. I should go over it again to get everything straight. What is Suyu's info? Forgotten. Earlier today, after Mr. Wakamura told me to wait here, we snuck out and went to talk to Suyu, that's Yuza's grandma. We learned some rather important info there. What was Suyu's voice? I can't remember. Oh, it was just old lady, wasn't it?
Yeah, are you kidding me? Wakamura's fixing to hand you over to someone to try and break the curse of the raging waves? Treating people like they're nothing but tools, that's just plain awful. Exactly, but if we can figure out how to lift the curse ourselves, then maybe it won't come to that. If you know anything about the curse of the raging waves, please, we need your help. Well, of course, I don't know what I'd do with myself if we lost you, Sato. Well, I reckon it's fine to tell you. I was about to tell Yuza and Azami, that's his name, later anyway. Come on, you two. I've got something to show you. I promised I'd tell Yuza and Azami tonight, but there's something I need to check, so I'll fill you two in first.
Thank you.
Ah, there it is, just as I remember it.
So, are you sure you're okay to be climbing these rocks with your injured leg?
Oh, don't you worry about me. Still got a few tricks left in these old bones. Truth is, I put together a little shrine behind these rocks. Nobody else knows it's there, so it's been hidden here for ages now. Really? There was a shrine all the way out here?
Ooh.
Oh, is this one of those bronze mirrors? I think I saw one in my history textbook once. It's kind of old and worn, but it's still so small and cute. It's a beauty, all right, but there's a lot more to it than its looks.
That's gonna help us stop the chaos. Wait, another bronze mirror? No way. See, what exactly is that mirror?
Oh, well, this here, it used to belong to Mari, Yuza's mother. Wait, Yuza's ma? Well, to be precise, Mari found it at the bottom of the old well after she came to Kamishima.
The old well? That's where this bronze mirror came from?
Sure is, although I don't know much beyond that, I'm afraid. Anywho, she said we'd had to keep it enshrined somewhere that overlooked the southern sea, so we tucked it away back here. It was here even back when Mari was still alive, so that's got to be near 20 years now.
Oh, that's a long time.
So, does that mirror have some connection to the curse of the raging waves? Sure does. Listen, all I'm about to tell you is just what Mari once told me. I trusted her with all my heart, so I'll speak as if I know it all to be true.
Oui, of course.
This curse of the raging waves isn't some tiny little curse that someone can just throw out whenever they like. It's a massive curse that's been churning down off the southern coast of Kamishima for a good 400 years now, non-stop. Wait, seriously? If that's true, wouldn't there be a huge storm all the time? There's the thing, the curse had been sealed away all this time, held back. All because of a sacrifice offered up 400 years ago. A sacrifice? Yes, a real sacrifice. You don't mean like symbolically, you're saying someone was actually sacrificed to keep the curse at bay? Exactly. Many, many years ago, someone made the ultimate sacrifice. But thanks to that, the source of the curse was sealed away. And this here bronze mirror supposedly belonged to the very person who was sacrificed, which as we know was Princess Hatsune. No way. Thing is, even with that sacrifice, after 400 years, the effects that held back the curse are getting weaker and weaker. Wait, really? So in other words, now that the curse is overpowering its seal, the curse of the raging waves could be set loose again? That's how it seems. But at the same time, it seems the curse itself has become a lot weaker over the last 400 years. Even with the seal wearing thin, the power of this bronze mirror has been able to keep it at bay. It's managed to hold back the curse of the raging waves for the past 10 years or so. The mirror doesn't hold a candle to a real sacrifice, but still, it's got enough power to suppress the curse. Right, so if it wasn't for that mirror, the curse might have already swallowed up the island.
But if that's the case, Mari wasn't a curse bearer trying to unleash the curse after all. In fact, she was the complete opposite. She found the mirror and was trying to hold it back, right?
Well, that's true, but it ain't quite the whole story.
What do you mean? Even out here, Suyo remains her usual calm, unshakable self. Unfortunately, that only makes it harder to tell where the jokes end and the serious talk begins. I think I might have picked up a bit of that from her.
Have a look around here, I suppose.
The sound of crashing waves and the distant roar of the sea fills the air. The weather is so nice, and yet something about it has me on edge. Having Tsukasa here with me means more than I can say. How far will she follow me in all this, I wonder?
A little look for mockingbirds. Things there. To explain what I mean, I need to tell you about where Mari came from. I thought no one knew where she came from. Sorry for keeping it from you. The truth is, Mari was a descendant of a place called Taishima, an island that was wiped off the map long ago. Wait a sec. Taishima?
I'm glad we did the RV stuff before this, because we found all that out more organically, I think. So that's kind of cool.
Isn't that the place where the Curse of the Raging Wave started? After it got invaded or something? That's the one.
Well done. I heard that Mari was a descendant of the people who destroyed Taishima. That she was the one who brought the curse.
Quite the opposite. Her ancestors are the ones being destroyed. Well, dang, that sure changes the story.
But what does that mean exactly?
Mari told me that folks from Taishima passed down a duty from generation to generation.
A duty?
Oh, a duty. She said it would be 400 years since the disaster during her generation, and that meant she had to be the one to see it through. To carry out that duty, first, the curse of the raging waves had to be removed once and for all. They needed to wait for the curse to weaken, and so many a generation passed for that to happen. So the duty wasn't just to stop the curse, that was just the first step. Right, Mari came to Kamishima because she was meant to fulfill that duty. Apparently, she spent years waiting on the island, watching for a sign the curse was starting to weaken. Eventually, she ended up marrying my little Tosuke, but it seemed that was never part of the plan. She often used to chuckle about it, saying that you never know when or where fate will bring someone into your life. I had no idea. Then we come to 5 years ago. 395 years since the curse of the raging waves had begun. She said the time had finally come, that the curse was now weak enough. I still remember her saying how if she offered the mirror now, she could remove the curse for good. She could complete her duty.
Remove the curse for good?
Well, even hearing all that, I was still only half convinced curse wasn't just an old folktale. Yeah, I don't think anyone can blame you.
So then, what exactly was her duty?
She said she'd only tell me once it was all over and done with.
Oh right, the Southern Sea disaster.
In the end, I never got to hear from what her duty was. Mari was taken by the sea before she could tell me. After that disaster, I was a mess inside, couldn't think straight for ages. But now, with all this going on, I figured it was time I finally talked about what happened. That day, 5 years ago. Out of the blue, Mari suddenly said the time had come. She headed out to sea, bronze mirror in hand, ready to end the curse once and for all. But you know the rest. I reckon she failed to do it.
She failed?
And then that triggered the storm and the whole disaster. That's how it looks. Thinking back, it hadn't quite been 400 years yet. Maybe she rushed it, felt like time was running out. I think she tried to end it, and the curse just lashed back, causing the tragedy. I know folks want to blame her, but I could never really say anything to stop them. One curious thing, though, Mari took this bronze mirror with her when she set out. But when User was the only one found alive, he had the mirror on him. Maybe that's what saved him. Just him, by some miracle. At the very least, I'm grateful that he came back safe. Hey, what? When I found User that day, I remember bawling my eyes out. I was so relieved. After that, I offered a little prayer of thanks to the mirror and quietly returned it to this shrine in the bay. For the next 5 years, there was no sign of the raging waves. Everything stayed calm up until now. That does explain a lot. But there's still one thing I can't quite make sense of.
What's that?
I know she took Tosuke with her, as he was the one who handled the boat, but I never understood why she'd take little User with her, too. Ah, yeah, that is a bit odd. User says he doesn't remember a thing, so we'll probably never know the truth. Not to mention that Mari's so-called duty also still remains a mystery. All that's left is this bronze mirror. 5 long years since then.
Darn.
I kept hoping that maybe, just maybe, the curse of the raging waves would fade away on its own. But now they say it's growing stronger again, and I have to say that despair is setting in. So something just came to mind. What is it, Tsukasa? Uses Mari's son, right, so that means he's also a descendant of Taishima. What if Mari passed on the duty to him, taught him how to deal with the curse?
Oh, that's a good point.
Maybe she brought User along just in case things didn't go as planned. Carried things on if she couldn't. Now that you say it, that actually makes a lot of sense. Truth is, I've been wondering if that boy's starting to remember something. Oh. It's not exactly an easy thing to bring up to him, you know? But since we're finally talking about all this, I figure it's time I ask him straight. I see. Though honestly, user couldn't hide anything from anyone, let alone from us. Ah, I thought the same. That boy's as transparent as glass.
Mari tried to end the curse of the raging waves and failed. It cost her life and caused a disaster. So just offering the bronze mirror wasn't enough. What was missing?
So listen, Sato. You need to tell him there's no need to rush with all this nonsense. The bronze mirror's holding the curse of the raging waves back for now. Hey, and maybe user actually knows how to get rid of the curse with that mirror.
Oui. But it didn't work for Mara, not with the bronze mirror alone. The curse is still out there, so maybe it really does need me to, you know.
Sato, you okay? You're acting kind of weird.
Thank you, Sue, for telling us all of this. I think it's time I told you both something too. I actually remembered something the other day about who I used to be.
Wait, you mean you remember even more?
Sorry I didn't say anything sooner. I guess I'll just spill it. The one who was sacrificed here 400 years ago, that was me.
She's Hatsune. But if she was immortal, maybe she recovered from being sacrificed? Huh? What? Wait, hold on. 400 years ago, you were pulling my leg at a time like this?
No. You see, the truth is,
Well, so I'll be. You're telling me you're immortal? You promise you ain't pulling my leg? This one's a little bit hard to swallow.
I think the reason the chaos is getting stronger is because I woke up 3 months ago after sleeping deep down on the seafloor.
Oh. That's what caused the maybe the tremors of the curse weakening is what caused her to wake up.
I think me waking up weakened the seal that was holding the chaos back.
Whoa, wait. So when you said you'd been asleep for hundreds of years, you meant you actually were sacrificed at the bottom of the ocean? That's awful.
Well, that's right. I was sacrificed to seal the curse at its source. It wasn't to remove it, though. It was just a way to keep it from seeping out. It was just a temporary fix, a stopgap until someone found a way to remove it for good. That said, it did last 400 years, I suppose.
That's hard even to imagine.
But after those 400 years, the curse was supposed to have weakened, and the way to end it should have been passed down.
You mean by Mari?
I guess she never had the chance.
Maybe there's a chance that she did pass someone on to Yuza.
Maybe, but if she didn't, that would mean that I have to be the sacrifice again.
Whoa, Sato, no, that's not how it has to be.
That has to be the reason I'm immortal.
Sato.
I never should have woken up. Everyone here took me in even though I didn't remember a thing. I didn't want to lose all that warmth, so I kept quiet. I'm so sorry. But if it comes to it, I'll take responsibility. I'll be the sacrifice again.
No, Sato, don't talk like that. You already protected us for 400 years. That's more than enough. I refuse to let you go through that again. There has to be a reason that you woke up now. You weren't needed to seal the curse anymore, I know it. She's right. We'll find a way to keep you safe through this, Sato.
Interesting. So how does that... Okay, so... Maybe... So go back to her origins, right? In the village eating the mermaid flesh. Maybe that was before meeting up with the kooky guy who kind of adopted her, didn't he? And took her to Taishima. And from there she was sacrificed. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of just getting that straight in my head.
I got a bit overwhelmed back there. But both Suyu and Tsukasa both told me that there was no need for me to be the sacrifice. Still, I can't help but feel I have to do something. Of course, if there's anything I can do to avoid being sacrificed, I'll do it.
Yeah, there was that weird phone call as well, wasn't it? I'd forgotten about that. Does she want to think about that?
The bronze mirror definitely was something I owned a really long time ago. I never imagined it had power strong enough to suppress a curse, though. But even offering it up didn't fully get rid of the curse of the raging waves, which means there must be some other condition that wasn't met. The real key to ending the curse is to be tied to something or someone related to Mara. Hopefully Suyu will be able to tell the others more about that. With that said, if it's possible Unkokodono already has the exact same information. Earlier today I got a creepy call demanding I turn myself in. They said if I didn't comply, an assassin with a curse would start killing people. I didn't go. And sure enough, later that evening I was struck out of nowhere by some invisible slash and killed. Whoever did it was probably testing whether I'd really come back to life, while also showing off their power all in one go. And it worked perfectly. The island went into panic, with people both terrified of me for not dying and of the one who attacked me. If it really was an assassin mixed in among the locals that used the curse to do all that, we're in serious trouble. A curse that can kill someone instantly from a distance, that's not just dangerous, it's terrifying. None of the curses I've ever known worked like that. They were never that convenient or all-powerful. They say when you curse someone, you're cursing yourself as well. Using a curse always comes with risks or with strict conditions. To target me so precisely in that exact moment and place from somewhere I couldn't even see? There must have been some really specific conditions to pull it off. I should try to recall the cursed slash that hit me and see if there was anything else I can remember.
Okay.
That attack, it was brutal. I changed clothes and the wound's gone now, but I can't stop the cold sweat. My body still remembers the pain. But I'm the only one who can get to the bottom of this curse. I need to think back, remember exactly what happened when I was cursed. There has to be some kind of clue. Was there any sign, anything at all before I was struck? Wait, that's right, just before I was slashed. Yeah, I saw something reflected in the hand mirror, a mysterious shadow. If I remember correctly. It looked like a warrior in armor carrying a sword. Wait a second, could it be? Was that the curse of the Aki I heard about yesterday?
Okay, let's have a look at the recollection. Unlocked past recollection with Yumiko. Okay.
A curse that delivers a single evil strike from a sword, and its shadow was already there before I was hit, which means if I can spot that armored warrior's shadow again, it would mean the assassin using the curse should be nearby. Damn it, I should have asked more questions yesterday. A cursed shadow. It showed up in the mirror, but when I turned around, there was nothing there. Does that mean maybe it's only visible in mirrors? If that's true, I may be able to use this Kameshimaru hand mirror to spot the shadow before the curse strikes. I could go looking for it with the mirror. Maybe I should practice a bit.
I want to think about some of the other stuff first.
It seems that Mr. Wakamura still hasn't figured out who the assassin is either. Whoever they are blending in with the locals and triggering the curse with ease. As far as I know, only a psychic with a powerful spirit sense could use a curse like that. Is there really someone like that on this island? The killing definitely won't stop with just the attack on me. Even the man on the phone was ranting about killing everyone off one by one. But at least for the moment it seemed pretty quiet outside. Still, there's no telling when it'll start. If that caller really can wield a curse, maybe turning them down wasn't the smartest move. And again, there's no way I was just going to hand myself over. And like Shotaro said, there's also a chance the caller was working for Unkokodono. Let's try using the mirror, just a little test.
Hang on, I want to go back to Suyu's information.
After talking with Suyu, we put the bronze mirror back in the shrine. With the chaos being so unstable right now, moving it away from the shrine seemed like a bad idea. Suyu said she planned to tell Yuza and Azami the same thing she told me. And if that leads to anything new, they'd let us know.
Alright, so let's go take this mirror out then.
Okay, here goes.
She's looking for something very specific, or I just need to do a 360. Find that pennant. Okay. Sato, that was a 360. Did you want me to find something specific? like a warrior with a sword or anything. If I put it away.
Yeah, looks like I can use this mirror to search for things behind me. Let's do a little practice first. Let me try reflecting the Kamashima Maru flag in the mirror. Once I see his reflection, I'll take a closer look at the hand mirror. Ah, there you are, Mr. Kamashimuru. Okay, this works. Okay, if I can catch the shadow with the mirror before anything happens, then maybe I can find the assassin right as they're about to use the curse. Oh wait, one problem. If anyone on the island sees me now, it'll just cause more panic. I'll have to stay hidden while I move around.
Maybe we should move.
I guess for now I just need to do whatever I can. If I can find that armored shadow again, maybe I can at least deal with that curse. I have to try and avoid places with lots of people around though.
Okay. So she wants to go, well, maybe the Kantakisho ruins. Probably not very many people there.
This area seems pretty empty. Plan to take a look around while I have the chance. Okay, let's take a look around. Maybe I can find this shadow with the mirror.
I imagine it'll be pretty obvious, right? Anything here? So, put it away?
It's actually difficult for anything, but this is all I've got right now.
Alright, let's go somewhere else. So what about the... Tori?
You're on the right, so let me look around.
Oh, look at that shrine in the background. Yeah, so I don't think... Let's go to Town Clock.
This isn't going to work. There are too many people around here. I should try somewhere else.
About Chuo Street.
Just as many people around here. Too risky.
The jetty. Too many people. Okay. So that leaves the bay and the southern coast.
Maybe I can find something here.
Aha. There he is.
What the? It's there, I saw it! As I thought, I can't see anything directly, but he was right there, right by those rocks. Which means the assassin should be nearby. Wait, didn't Suyu say she was meeting Yuza and Azami here later? I should look around quickly before anyone shows up.
Have a think, maybe?
Is there anything out of the ordinary nearby?
Oh.
Huh? Who is that? Damn it, they took off. Wait! Damn it, I lost them. Well, someone as out of shape as me never had a chance to catch up. I don't even really know if they went this way. This is hopeless. Oh, damn, I'm completely out of breath. I didn't think this far ahead. What did I think I was going to do if I actually found someone? Anyway, running around in the dark isn't going to get me anywhere. I did see that shadow again along with someone suspicious nearby. Taking off like that the second I saw them was just about the most obviously suspicious things they could have done. Pretty much confirms there was an assassin using a curse to attack people on the island, just like the phone caller threatened. But even if that's the case, is there anything I can do to stop it? I mean, I'm not exactly built to fight. I'm pretty sure I'd lose to just about anyone. I can't do this alone. I have to find someone to help me. But who can I even ask at a time like this? Wait, hang on. Wasn't Sue supposed to be to use an army down by the bay? Oh, please, no! I gotta get back on water now!
As we know, she doesn't make it.
I can't breathe, so out of shape.
I sympathize.
I'm here. Barely. Oh no! No! See, wake up! Was that too late? Oh no, this isn't happening. Wait, what about you and his army when they're supposed to meet, are you? There are footprints. Maybe they ran to get help already. See? No, this is the same wound as mine. It's hopeless. She would have died in an instant. There's nothing anyone can do. I'm so sorry. I'll come back though. I'll make sure you're properly laid to rest.
After that, Sato returned to the island city centre, which had turned into a living nightmare. Countless others had already fallen victim to the curse. Bloodied bodies lay scattered across the ground. People fled in panic, screaming and confused. Some turned on others, shouting wild accusations. Others broke down, wailing in helpless hysteria. Many clung to lifeless loved ones, crying in despair. In the midst of the chaos, not a single person paid Sato any mind. Sato Shiranami wandered through the devastation, overcome with guilt. If she had only done more, maybe this tragedy could have been prevented. Lay on the guilt, bit thick.
If I had just listened. If I had just done what that damn phone caller had told me, none of this would have happened. This is all my fault. It's all because I dared to hope that I could keep on living. This is all wrong. I was never supposed to be here. It's all wrong. This body, my life. Maybe it's better if it just ends. I surrender to the assassin right now. If that stops any more people from getting hurt. There's a pool of fresh blood. Someone must have collapsed here too. Is there a mockingbird?
Ah! Hello? Come back to him in a sec.
Ah, Mr. Wakamura, where did you...
Sato, where is Tsukasa? Tell me where Tsukasa Aweo is, right now.
Tsukasa? Where's Tsukasa?
Can't believe I missed it. Figured Unka Kadano had a couple of secret kids stashed somewhere. But Tsukasa Aweo, she was one all along. You lot been keeping it secret from the start.
What are you talking about?
That goddamn assassin's gotta be working for Unka Kadano, so it has to be her. Where is she? Gotta get my hands on her and put an end to this mess. Stop wasting time and talk.
If she's hiding, she probably is at the Kishko ruins. But I can't tell him that. If she gets there first, Tsukasa will be in trouble. I think she's down by the southern bay.
Bay, got it.
It was close. I've got to find Tsukasa before he does in Warner. No time to waste. Someone's here. the hell?
Go, Sato! Sato, user just...
Both of you need to get out of here. It's dangerous here. Hurry!
But what about User?
There's no time. Just go.
Right, so we've got that aftermath. We've also got them meeting the detectives a bit earlier, so maybe we'll do that one next. Big check on the time suggests we've probably got time for this one. Right, Yumiko and her partner learn about the threat of the curse, the raging waves, encroaching upon Kamishima, and head over to warn the island.
Wakamura residence is just up the slope after you head through that alley. It's a bit of a maze though. Do you want me to show you?
Ah, so it was this way. Thank you. I think we should be fine by ourselves, I think.
Got it. Take care then.
Ma'am? Is something the matter?
No, it's nothing. I'll tell you later.
Alright, let's head to the Wakamura residence.
Oh, let me get this straight. You're with the police? And you expect me to warn everyone on the island that a huge storm's on its way and get ready to face it?
Well, that's it in a nutshell. I'm so glad you understand.
Oh, this is about the curse of the raging waves. We're ahead of you there. I've been warning them for ages.
Well, now you know about the curse. Can it be that a certain sorcerer acquaintance of yours told you about it?
Now, those are the marks on her neck. It's going to be interesting to know what those actually are.
That's right. Unlike you phony sidekicks who crawl out of the woodwork every other week, my instructor's the real deal.
But in that case, I expect this instructor also knows how the curse can be lifted.
Nah, ain't got that far yet, but it's not for lack of trying. Why, you saying you know our way to break it?
Unfortunately, no. We've yet to determine the exact method for bringing it to an end.
We are not without the means to do so, but first we require a map concealed in a mummified mermaid. Might you know of it?
A mummified mermaid? What are you on about? This some kind of ruse. I knew there was something fishy about you. What are you really after? Go on, out with it.
I assure you, we wish only to lift the curse plaguing Kamishima. Would you be prepared to assist us in our efforts?
Bah, a likely story. Trying to pull one over on old Wakamura, are we? Better than have you tried. Or better than you have tried. Well, how's this? I'm not telling you another word. We're done here. Understand? I don't have time to listen to this hogwash. Anyhow, I've got business to attend to on the mainland. So off with you. Leave me in peace.
Well, that is a shame, but I suppose there's nothing we can do. In any case, please do contact us if you learn anything that might be of use.
Sodo's face.
Not very cooperative, is he? I don't see why he's so suspicious.
He had his hackles up from the first. Perhaps he's so accustomed to dealing with rough customers that he can't believe anyone would be sincere. However, he does seem to be interested in breaking the curse of the raging waves as we are.
True, and this sorcerer of his must have some psychic ability. They were able to perceive the curse. Wish I'd thought to ask their name.
Oh, I think I have an idea of who it might be. It's a small world, this industry.
Oh, really?
Mr. Yamashino called them a big shot who appeared on television, and I recognized their mark on the implements in Wakamura's room. It must be Suigen Gamyodo.
Gamyodo? Never heard of him.
No, they used to make frequent appearances on occult programs, though they always hid their face on camera.
Sorry, it's not ringing any bells.
Well, lately they seem to be raking in a fortune as a corporate consultant for hire. Their powers have a reputation for being accurate and potent, and their popularity has grown to the point where they can essentially name their price.
If they're that good, maybe we should let them take care of the curse of the raging waves for us.
Perhaps I should mention, Gamyodo's popularity has reached such heights only recently. Up until last year, they had a very poor reputation among others in the industry. In fact, as I recall on the list of notable psychics kept by the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, they were given the lowest rank. In other words, they were put on the same level as sham mediums riding the wave of the occult boom.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that list.
While their sudden rise to fame and fortune after changing up their business at the end of last year is certainly suspicious, I am more concerned about the possibility that they are using a harmful curse to suit the needs of the highest bidder. Regardless, I'm not sure I would trust them to handle this affair on their own.
Well, you never know. Maybe they just had a change of heart and started trading seriously.
Even so, I highly doubt they would have time in their busy schedule to venture out here and solve this case in our stead.
Suigen Gamyodo. Okay, the sorcerer, the mysterious sorcerer. I think we kind of gathered the gist. Oh god, there's quite a lot, but I think we kind of gathered the gist of it. So. Sato.
Oh, you're the girl who showed us the way earlier. Good thing I caught you. Mind if we have a word? Actually, I'd rather not. I'm afraid you don't really have a choice, because I already know that you are an 800-year immortal. What are you talking about? Don't even bother. That shocked look has already given you away. Besides, you have nothing to fear. Your secret's safe with me. Come on, let's take this somewhere more private. So, in short, when you came to, you'd been washed up on the shore of the bay, like a mirror took you in. And that's as far back as your memories go. You don't remember anything about your life before that, not even why you became immortal? No, except I'm pretty sure I was forced to eat mermaid flesh by someone. But you don't know when or why. No. So you've only recently woken up and you have no idea where you were, or what you were doing before that. Pretty much. I get the feeling I was in a kind of deep sleep at the bottom of the sea for a few 100 years. But I've got no clue why or how or what led up to it. Interesting. Well, how about we go over the facts one by one, just to make sure we're on the same page? Okay.
Hang on. We're gonna look for mockingbirds. I haven't seen one for ages. Vision ability. Right, she's glowing, so Soto is not. Interesting.
I wonder if Wakamura knows about her immortality. He seems to be her guardian. If he does know and he lets slip to Yamashina about it, that could become a problem. It's just one thing after another. What are we to do about her? Now, am I right in thinking you didn't eat mermaid flesh and go straight to sleep? You were up and about for a few years in between, at least. I think so.
What interests me is the fact that you were already familiar with the term 800-year immortal. It is not a widely known concept. You must have been in the unique position to acquire knowledge of it before you went to sleep.
I have a vague memory of being told that that was what we called, but I don't know when that happened or where, let alone who it was. Maybe you'll remember in more detail if we touch on some other topics. Guess we'll just have to go by process of elimination. Work our way down the list till we get a hit. So is there a reason for all these questions? Well, not to sound insensitive, I'm sure it can't be easy for you going about without any memories and all. But I was hoping you might know something that could be of use to us. Given your history, there's a chance you possess information otherwise lost to time. Well, maybe, but I'm not sure how much help I'll be. I remember so little.
Oh. Moving down the list.
Come to think of it, I'd say it's about time we introduced us.
Oh, so that's not her.
Come to think of it, I'd say it's about time we introduced ourselves. I'll admit we don't exactly look the part, but the truth is... So you're with the police? Wow, I never would have guessed that was a paranormal affairs department. Honestly, I thought those psychics in this age were frauds. At least that's the impression I got from watching TV. To be fair, the majority of them are, but for the record, our department is officially approved by the government. Really, sir? Back in my time, psychics were treated as onmyoji, and even held official positions in the Bureau of Onmyo, a public institution. Oh, you seem to know a lot about that. Were you involved somehow? Huh? Oh. I explained all that without even thinking. It just came naturally to me. Honestly, I'm as surprised as you are.
I guess this means I must have had something to do with the Bureau of Onmyo. And it seems your memories aren't lost after all. All we have to do is find a way to trigger them.
I think it's kind of like a medieval version of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, by the sound of it, I think, isn't it?
So anyway, what are a couple of Paranormal Affairs officials doing on Kamishima? Oh, we're working a case, of course. What else? Our job is to resolve incidents caused by curses and paranormal phenomena, and wherever possible, prevent them from occurring. It's up to us to solve the greatest mysteries and do whatever it takes to keep the peace, which is usually a lot. Wait, does that mean something's happening here? You don't know, huh? Know what? Sounds like we'd better fill you in a bit first. We're working several cases now, but I'd say that only 2 of them are a priority. 2? Mind you, we've known about the first one for quite some time. The Curse of the Raging Waves. We've come to lift it before it unleashes a huge storm on the southern sea of Kamishima. The Curse of the Raging Waves? That's right. Ever heard of it? No, never. That's to be expected. I imagine the islanders aren't too fond of discussing the disaster. Anyhow, the situation is ongoing. As for the other priority case... Right, you mentioned there were 2? We actually only learned about this one after we arrived on the island today, but protocol dictates that we have to deal with any 800-year immortals we find. What do you mean, deal with? Well, it's not all that difficult to understand. To begin with, 800-year immortals shouldn't exist in this world. And if their existence were to become public knowledge, it would lead to an outbreak of trouble of every kind. Heck, some people are already looking to gain immortality for themselves at any cost. What? For the sake of maintaining public order, it's vital that the world remains convinced immortality is just a myth. However... Stop her, Sodo.
Halt!
Nah. Can't you just let me go? Calm down, will you? I hadn't finished. What I was going to say was, I've got no intention of doing anything with you, so don't worry. Wait, really? Surprised? But you should know better than anyone why that would be. You might be an 800-year immortal. But your time's nearly up. These eyes never lie. Sato's Shiranami, for the first time in centuries, you're standing on death's door. In a matter of a few days, you'll be gone from this world, am I right?
Oh, so eating the mermaid flesh was 400 years before she met the kooky guy. And then it was 400, so she was around for 400 years. Then she got involved as that guy's adopted daughter and then sacrificed 400 years prior to the game. Okay, cool. Not for her.
I think, I've only got 2 days left now. Just 2 more, huh? So you knew this was coming, but you chose to make a life for yourself on the island even so. Oui. I've known all along from the moment I woke up. Well, now you know why I'm prepared to turn a blind eye. In just 48 hours, give or take, you'll fade away, and that will be that. Of course, you would have to swear to keep your identity a secret to the last. But provided you can keep your word, you're free to go. I can and I will. Merci. Oh, don't thank me yet. There's another matter I'll be needing your help with if I'm to leave you be. Another matter? For starters, only 2 days of her 800-year lifespan remain. She knows it, and yet she's perfectly calm. Seems like she's accepted her fate. If so, I suppose there's no harm in letting her go about her business as usual. I'd not take that time away from her if I can help it. By the way, I was wondering, how did you know I was an 800-year immortal? Oh, that, well, these eyes of mine have what you might call a special ability. A special ability? If I look hard enough at someone, I can tell whether they're an ordinary human or an immortal. It's like you have a different coloured aura about you. Really? Not only that, but it turns out with a bit of focus, even immortals can tell each other apart.
Why is that Yumiko?
Is that so? Oh, I just meant you looked the same as anyone else to me.
Ah, no, that was Sato who said... Hang on, I need to check the log. was Yumiko. Not only that, but it turns out with a bit of focus, even immortals can tell each other apart. Is that so? Or I just meant... I wonder if that was supposed to be Sato saying that. I'm not sure. Ha! I'm not an immortal myself, you know. Really, I thought was you sure you must be, since you seem to know so much about all these. Yeah, I think that's a hint about Yumiko's nature.
Oh, actually, talking to the Bureau of Onmyo brought back another memory. I'm pretty sure it was an Onmyoji who put me to sleep using some kind of spell to keep me in a state between life and death.
Really? So someone intentionally put you to sleep under the sea? Must have been a good reason for it.
Hmm.
From what point are your memories clearest, would you say?
Well, I guess about 3 months ago, when the spell keeping me in that state under the sea wore off.
And when you woke up then, I see.
I know that look. Did you notice something?
Not exactly. It simply occurred to me that if her state of, shall we say, suspended animation was lifted while she was in the sea depths, would she not have drowned and resurrected several times over?
Oh, oui, I did. It was hell. I woke up under the sea unable to breathe, drowned and came back over and over again. It was horrible, and I still remember it every last second.
Jeez, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
The instant I came back, I'd swim as hard as I could, trying to reach the surface. But even so, I think it took me out 3 days to reach the shore.
Drowning over and over again for 3 days.
I lost count of how many times I died down there. Then finally, I came to in Kamishima Bay. Mr. Wakamura found me and took me in. And I've been living here peacefully ever since. No one's even suspected I'm immortal.
You're sure about that, are you? No one else knows?
Oui, I think so.
Anyhow, I guess that settles the issue of how far back your memories go. If your lifespan is nearly at an end, that must mean you consumed the flesh of a mermaid exactly 800 years ago. Of course, you already knew that, didn't you? Not that you've been forthcoming about it.
Oh, sorry,
Don't apologize, that just proves you know how to hold your tongue. A valuable skill when you've got a secret to keep. Mind you, this fact does put matters in a new light. Say, Soto, what events took place 800 years ago?
Let's see, 8 centuries ago from the present day. That would place us midway through the 1180s, when the Heian period was coming to an end. Right around when the Genpei War took place. Ah, of course, the Heiki.
Exactly. Don't you think there might be a connection?
Goodness, lots to talk about.
By the way, you wouldn't happen to be concealing anything else, would you?
No,
It's fine, I'll not pry, just so long as you answer my questions. But first, before I forget,
Oui?
keep our meeting today a secret and don't let on to anyone that you know about the curse of the raging waves.
Okay.
People will get suspicious otherwise, even if Wakamura tells you about it. Be sure to act surprised. I figure that shouldn't be too difficult for you. You're an experienced secret keeper after all.
I don't know about that, but I'll do my best.
I'm not an immortal myself, you know.
Oh, I already said that.
Right now, we're looking for a way to lift the curse of the raging waves. But that's Soto's area of expertise, so I'll leave the explanation to him.
Right, this concerns a legend passed down in my family, the Kiryu clan, over generations. Oh, I should mention, this is something I've pieced together from various sources, so it may not be entirely accurate.
Right.
Long ago, south of Kamishima, there was an island called Taishima. It is said that 400 years ago it was beset by an earthquake and a tsunami in an event so catastrophic that the island sunk to the seafloor.
Taishima.
However, the truth of the matter is that it was invaded and laid waste to. Then, in the aftermath, the islander's intense hatred coalesced into the curse of the raging waves, which manifested as a tremendous storm.
Oh, I see.
400 years ago, so this would have been towards the end of the Sengoku period, correct?
Yes, ma'am. The Homno-ji incident in which Oda Nobunaga ended his life took place in 1582, if you'll recall. Following this event, one of my ancestors, an accomplished onmyoji by the name of Harukagi Tsushimikado, Okay, so this was the Onmyoji, sorry, who sacrificed, who we now know to be Sato, Princess Hatsune back then. Interesting. Okay, so that's his bloodline.
Sacrificed a young woman, one of the survivors of Teishima, in order to seal away the source of the curse of the raging waves.
And Onmyoji, Harukagi Tsushimikado? Wouldn't that make your ancestor a direct descendant of Abe no Seimei? Sounds like you share a bloodline with the Onmyoji elite.
Yes and no. While Hakuragi's powers were potent, he was never affiliated with the Bureau of Onmyo. In fact, he shunned his illustrious surname early on and left the government service, preferring to uphold peace as a civilian.
Ah, so he was an eccentric and an elite, gotcha.
Hakuragi's seal was not permanent, however. It would only endure for 4 centuries.
Wait, you mean... Yes, this was the last year of peace. Actually, the seal's already broken. Isn't that already bad?
For now, the curse appears to be inert, but the storm could strike at any moment.
Okay, so you need to find a way to seal the curse again, is that it? Not seal it, break it. We're here to put an end to this curse for good. Shouldn't be too difficult, it's bound to have weakened a bit after 400 years.
Indeed, that seems to have been Hakuragi's plan, for legend tells that he left behind instructions detailing how the curse could be lifted after 400 years had elapsed. However, the map that would have led us to these instructions has been lost.
Oh no!
It seems they were once concealed inside a model of a mummified mermaid. Yet over time this fact was forgotten, and at some point in my family's history, the object in question was sold to a foreign buyer.
Well, we now know who that foreign buyer was, don't we?
But if you don't have the maps, then what are you going to do?
Well, we were hoping to find some clue as to the map's whereabouts here on Kamishima.
But we've had no luck so far, and I reckon we've hit a dead end. I see. Now, there's something I'd like you to try and remember for me. Me, but, humour me. Doesn't the story behind the curse of the raging waves ring any bells? Why should it?
The girl who was sacrificed in order to seal away the curse of the raging waves 4 centuries ago. Might that not have been you, Sato Shiranami?
What?
You have said yourself that it was an Onmyoji who put you in that state of deep slumber on the sea floor. Does it not seem highly probable that you were the sacrifice who has held back the curse for the past 400 years?
Oh, man, Oh! You're right, that was me! I knew it. Ah, I'm sorry, I can't no more. I can't do this no more. What's the matter with you? Get a hold of yourself. Is it that painful to remember? We didn't come here to ask you to sacrifice yourself again, if that's what you're worried about.
All those years under the sea can't have been easy on her, you know. She wasn't really asleep. Her brain would still have been active.
Yikes.
Moreover, there is a limit to how many memories the human brain can hold. I would estimate the maximum capacity to be about 100 years worth.
Are you saying she remembers being in that state under the sea?
In a sense, I presume her memory is filled with stretches of utter darkness, her view of the sea depths. Any memories from before that time have likely been pushed deep into her subconscious.
And maybe they're not gone for good. There's a chance she'll remember more, we just need to find the right trigger. Sorry, I didn't mean to freak out on you like that. Took me a second to get over the shock. Well, it seems my theory about you being the sacrifice was right on the money. But it doesn't look like you'll be able to tell us too much about the past, after all. I guess not. I wish I could have been more help. But, does this mean the seal broke because I woke up?
We cannot be certain of that. Perhaps it was the other way around. The seal may have broken of its own accord, releasing you from your slumber.
Either way, it's not your fault. Don't you go blaming yourself for any of this. Still, if I hadn't, Listen, your sacrifice kept the curse at bay for 4 whole centuries. That's half of your extended lifespan. No one could ask more of you than that. The rest is up to Sodo, isn't that right?
Yes, but I'm counting on your help as well, ma'am.
So any chance you remembered something about the curse of the raging waves? Did that Onmyoji, Hakuragi's Tsushimikado, happen to tell you how it could be lifted? I'm sorry, all that comes back to me is the fact that I was sacrificed. I don't remember the Onmyoji at all, what kind of person he was, or anything. The most I can remember is that I think he said something about the curse being lifted after 400 years.
That's all, huh? Well, be sure to let us know if you remember anything else that could help us break the curse. I will. Alright, next question. You wouldn't happen to know much about the Heike, would you? The Heike? Why do you ask? This actually pertains to one of the other cases we're working on, but we've got reason to believe that someone out there is using the curse of the Heike to commit murder. The curse of the Heike? Did you hear about those skeletal remains that turned up near here? It was all over the news. Oh, oui, I saw that.
Well, we suspect the curse of the Heike may be involved.
And seeing as you were alive 800 years ago, I was hoping you might know something about the Heike that could help us. If we're right in thinking that you had ties to the Bureau of Honjo, timing matches up perfectly. I might have known once, but nothing is coming to me at the moment. Really? Shoot.
On that note, I too have noticed a potential correlation. There is a legend that tells how Taira no Tadamori was presented with the flesh of a mermaid at Betsuho. Perhaps that was the flesh Sato consumed to gain her immortality.
Actually, I'm pretty familiar with that legend myself, and those so-called mermaids that were caught at Betsuho definitely weren't the kind that could make anyone immortal.
Oh, is that so?
But if you ask me, Sato here couldn't have become immortal by eating mermaid flesh. Without the use of a relic called the Tamatabako. Now, does that ring any bells? Huh? Wait, mermaid flesh in the Tamatabako? Oh, have you remembered something? That's it. It was one of the Heike. A man wearing a suit of armor. We were on a boat. And he had the Tamatabako. There was mermaid flesh inside it. He wanted me to eat some of it.
A warrior in armor. Could it be...
So, sounds like you had ties to the Heike as well. And this man, he was the one who made you eat mermaid flesh. Oui, I remember now. What was his name? Do you remember that too? I think it was Tomo something.
Tomoshigi? Oh, Sato.
Tomoshiga? That's it, the man's name was Taira no Tomoshigi. Taira no Tomoshigi?
That was the name of one of Taira no Yorimori's sons. And Yorimori himself was the son of Tadamori's official wife.
So you're telling me that Tadamori's grandson forced Sato to eat mermaid flesh? What do we know about this Taira no Tomoshigi anyway?
Not much, aside from the fact that he was part of the clan's main lineage. History has not seen fit to record his deeds, whatever they may have been.
Well, he may not have been one of the clan's famous warriors, but to think, you actually knew one of the Heike. You mentioned you were in a boat. Do you recall anything else? I think we were being chased.
I do not wonder at that. At the end of the Heian period, the Heike were being pursued by the full might of the Genji's forces.
I was struck by an arrow and I fell into the sea and drowned. But by that time I had already become immortal. Later I must have resurrected and washed up somewhere along the coast, and I guess that's how I escaped. What about Tomoshiga? Did he eat some of the mermaid's flesh too? I'm not sure, I don't remember that part, but I don't think I encountered him again after that.
If you remember, ma'am, that curse echo I witnessed earlier held the famed blade, Nukimaru. Perhaps Tomoshiga inherited the blade from Yorimori and wielded it with the intent to avenge his clan. After all, future generations would surely have held a memorial service for a warrior of renown like Yorimori, setting his spirit to rest. Tomoshiga, on the other hand, is unlikely to have received the same treatment. If so, his hatred may have persisted long after his death. Creating the curse of the Heike, it is a distinct possibility.
This curse sounds terrifying. I have to say I wasn't expecting a connection here. You know, Sato, it's starting to sound like you're involved in all the incidents that have gone down in these parts over the centuries. Ugh, not by choice. Anyway, I guess his feelings this Taira no Tomoshigi wasn't a very nice guy. And this curse of his sounds even nastier. Would it really still be active after all this time? Well, it certainly looks that way. The Heike's resentment is awfully persistent, I hear. You don't think he could have had a grudge against me, do you? Who knows? That would depend on your relationship with him back then. Oh, man.
However, it appears someone is actively wielding the curse of the Heike at present. Therefore, the targets of the curse would be decided by this individual, whoever they may be.
Another unknown, huh?
Alright, we might come... Oh, okay, it just says... Yeah, it's just a very short bit. It might expand on that as we learn more.
Figuring out the origin of the curse is all well and good. It doesn't help us solve the case. We need to track down the person who's actually using it, or it'll keep happening.
Indeed.
Hope you'll find them soon. Oh, there's something else I'd like to ask you. Be my guest? How exactly do you deal with 800-year Immortals? You sure you want to know? Huh? Since it's not going to happen to you, there's no reason for you to think about it. I thought it would be something like taking away their immortality. Unfortunately, that's downright impossible. Because your original body is long gone, you know. But then, what else can you do? You tell her, Sodo.
Must I always be the one to handle these unpleasant topics? Besides, I see no point in explaining something that she is already painfully familiar with.
What do you mean?
Among the arts we psychics wield is a spell that can place even an immortal into a state of apparent death. Once that is done, they can simply be sealed in an underground vault for the rest of their days.
Wait, you mean it's the same thing that happened to me?
Essentially, yes, except that in your case it was for the purpose of making you a sacrifice, and you woke up before your lifespan came to an end.
Yikes. Mind you, neither I nor Sodo has actually ever done this to anyone. Though I did hear a rumour that someone was dealt with in that way a few decades back.
Wonder if that'll be relevant.
Of course, there have been 800-year immortals who sought ways to become immortal again in the past. But they all failed. Even if they managed to track down the mermaid who gave them their immortality, it was no good. That's why more than a few immortals have ended up living out their long lives in religious seclusion.
Are we done?
Speaking of immortals, there's something else I had to ask you. Oui? Now, I'm not certain about this, but I get the feeling there's another 800-year immortal on Kamishima right now. What? Any idea who it might be? No, I don't have a clue. Are you sure about that? Because if there is another immortal here, I'll find them eventually, you know. Even if I have to scour this island from end to end. Does that change your answer? No, I really don't know who it could be. Alright, well, if you say so. Guess this means I'll have to search the island after all, as if I didn't have enough to deal with.
I'm guessing it's someone we've already met, although I don't know who it could be.
Well, I'd like to say that about covers everything. We've talked your ear off long enough. Must be confusing all this talk with the past. Will not trouble you any further. Right, dears, thank you. Still, give it a bit of time and something else might come back to you. If it does, please let us know. We'll be visiting the island again real soon, so you should have the chance. Will do. I'll be going then.
Yikes. 400 years under the sea.
So, what now?
She's given us much to ponder. To think we'd encounter a living witness, I'd never have dreamt it possible.
Sure, it was fascinating, but I can't say it did as much good as far as our investigation is concerned. Besides, she's still hiding something, that one.
You think so, ma'am?
I do. In fact, I'd bet on it. She might even be up to something. Our primary objective here is to lift the curse of the raging waves. We don't need to start digging into anything else without good reason.
On that note, do you really intend to search the island for this other 800-year immortal?
Yeah, I figured we might as well look into that too while we're here.
Understood.
Who could it be?
Think. Not sure. Oh, hello. My apologies for the interruption, but there is an important matter I wish to discuss with you. Now then, I believe you have just been privy to quite the interesting development. As Yumiko Shiki would tell it, Sato Shiranami is not the only 800-year immortal here on Kamishima. And so I would pose you a question. There is indeed one more individual on Kamishima who has made a miraculous return from the dead. You have borne witness to the death and revival of this individual a total of 5 times. With this in mind, allow me to ask, who is the other 800-year immortal on Kamishima? I think it's Yuza.
Because he keeps drowning, doesn't he, in the diving minigame?
He drowned 5 years ago in the disaster thing. So I think it might be Yuza. Correct. Haha! The answer is Yuza Minakuchi. I think you got it in one go. You're quite the observant one. Every time Yuza ran out of oxygen while diving, he suffocated to death in the ocean depths. However, following his demise, he returned to life and was able to continue where he had left off. It would normally be highly unusual for someone to reach a diver rank of 8 on their first outing. Such a feat would be difficult indeed unless one was unburdened by the fear of failure or the fear of death. It was this knowledge of his own immortality that led him to displaying such an uncanny degree of confidence. As you may have suspected, Yuzo Minakuchi became an 800-year immortal 5 years ago, when he was saved by a mermaid. In truth, help arrived too late that fateful day, and it became the first time he lost his life. I wonder what light this new information will cast on events moving forward. With that, please enjoy the continuation of this tale. Interesting. Cool. So that diving minigame was quite an interesting view into Yuzo's nature, huh? Alright, well, we're going to leave it there for this time. We'll come back next time and we'll head into the post-Yuzo's death. Now, remember, Yuzo is immortal, so maybe he's not really dead, huh? Interesting. But we'll head into the tragedy of Kamishima next time. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, if you could hit that like button, that'd be awesome. Leave me a comment as well. Let me know what you think about these developments, any theories moving forward about any of the stuff that's still yet to be resolved. Let me know. Interested to hear them. And a big thank you as always to our channel members as well for supporting Boring Dad Gaming. It continues to be hugely appreciated. And if anyone else is interested in checking out channel memberships and gaining earlier access to my videos, that would be awesome. But thanks very much. And I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.